Snakes are arguably one of the most fascinating creatures on this planet. They can be terrifying, especially when they're huge and venomous, like this guy, or they can be tiny and more of a nuisance than anything. But regardless of their size, there's always that question that comes to mind whenever we see them. How do snakes move without legs? I mean, look at this thing. It has no legs. So how does it move? Well, it turns out that there's more than one way to skin a snake. Or should I say snake? There are over 3,700 species of snakes worldwide, and each one moves in its own unique way. Some rely on their bodies to slither along the ground, while others use their tails to flick back and forth like whips. And then there are snakes like pythons and boas that simply coil themselves up and go for a ride. But today, we're going to focus on how snakes hunt without legs. As you'll soon see, they don't all do it the same way. When it comes to hunting, not all snakes are created equal. Take the garter snake. For example, these guys are relatively small, only growing to be about 3 feet long. And they're also pretty slow moving, which means that they have to rely on stealth and surprise to catch their prey. Garter snakes typically hunt during the day, and they often target amphibians like frogs and toads. They're also known for their voracious appetites, and they're not afraid to take on prey that's larger than they are. Of course, there are limits, and garter snakes typically won't go after prey that's larger than their head. But given enough time, they will eat just about anything that moves. When it comes to catching their prey, garter snakes use a technique known as constriction. This involves coiling around their prey and squeezing tight until it suffocates. Once the prey is dead, the garter snake swallows it whole. And yes, this does mean that the snake has to wait until the prey is fully dead before swallowing it. Otherwise, it could get seriously injured. In fact, if a garter snake accidentally swallows live prey, it could bleed internally and die. Now, let's turn our attention to another type of snake, the black mamba. Unlike the garter snake, the black mamba is a venomous snake. And this means that it doesn't need to constrict its prey. Instead, it can simply bite its prey and then swallow it. Black mambas are native to Africa, and they're responsible for hundreds of deaths each year. They're also one of the fastest snakes in the world, and they can strike with lightning speed. When they do strike, they inject the venom into their victim that quickly paralyzes them. And this means that the snake can swallow its prey whole without having to wait for it to die. However, this doesn't mean that the snake can swallow anything at once. The size of the prey is still a limiting factor, and black mambas typically won't go after prey that's larger than their head. Finally, let's talk about perhaps the most feared snake in the world, the king cobra. Like the black mamba, the king cobra is a venomous snake, and it hunts by biting its prey and then swallowing it whole. King cobras are the longest venomous snakes in the world, and they can grow to be over 18 feet long. That's almost twice the length of a human being. Imagine getting bitten by an 18-foot snake. It wouldn't be very pleasant, to say the least. King cobras are found in Asia, and they're responsible for thousands of deaths each year. Like other snakes, they swallow their prey whole, but they don't need to kill their prey first. Their venom is so powerful that it can kill its prey instantly. This means that the snake can eat its prey alive. That's right. King cobras are cannibalistic, and they will eat other snakes, including venomous ones. So there you have it. 3 very different types of snakes and 3 very different ways of hunting. Snakes come in all shapes and sizes, and they all have their own unique way of getting around. Just remember, next time you see a snake, don't be afraid. Just stay still and let it pass. Unless, of course, you're in the unfortunate position of being its prey. Then run away fast. Very fast.